I never imagined that a single choice one night could unravel years of love, trust, and quiet mornings together. Yet, that's exactly what happened. And the cruelest part? It wasn't even the act itself. It was what it revealed about me, who I became in that moment. My name is Claire. I'm 34. For 7 years, I was married to Daniel, a man who didn't just love me, he believed in me. We met in college, built a life from scratch, and created a rhythm that felt unshakable. Daniel was steady, thoughtful, and always saw the best in people, especially me. But when you're loved that deeply, you forget that even the strongest heart can fracture quietly. It began subtly, late nights, missed dinners, an emotional distance that crept in without warning, disguised as exhaustion and routine. Daniel had taken on a demanding new project at work, the kind that consumed his time and attention. I told myself it was temporary, that once the stress eased, we'd find our way back. But loneliness has a way of whispering lies. It tells you that you deserve to be wanted, that the ache in your chest isn't your fault. And I listened. His name was Matt, a co-worker. It wasn't love, not even real attraction. It was attention, a smile at the right time, a compliment when I looked tired, a willingness to listen when I said I was fine. I should have known where it would go, but I convinced myself I could control it, that it was harmless. The night it happened, Daniel had fallen asleep early after another long day. I remember staring at him in the dim light, his face peaceful, trusting, and something inside me broke. Not guilt yet, just emptiness. The next day, I crossed a line that could never be uncrossed. There were no candles, no passion, no romance, just a single moment that felt both meaningless and catastrophic at the same time. When it was over, I drove home shaking. I stood under the shower until the water ran cold, scrubbing my skin until it burned, as if I could wash away the weight of what I'd done. Then, for weeks, nothing happened. Daniel didn't know. He still kissed me goodbye in the mornings, still asked if I wanted tea before bed. But something inside me had shifted. My laughter sounded wrong. My smile felt forced. And he noticed. One night, across the dinner table, he said softly, "You've been different lately. Is everything okay?" I froze. The truth trembled on my tongue, desperate to escape. But I lied. "I'm just tired," I said. "Work's been stressful." He nodded, trusting me, because that's what good men do. It went on like that for months. I tried to be the wife I had been, to love him the way he deserved. But guilt is a ghost that never sleeps. It lingered in every silence, every touch, every pause between us. Until one evening, he found a message, a single text from Matt asking if I was okay after the other night. I'll never forget Daniel's voice when he called my name. Not anger, not shock, just disbelief wrapped in heartbreak. He didn't yell, didn't demand explanations. He stood there, phone in hand, eyes searching mine for remorse, truth, maybe redemption. I tried to explain the loneliness, the emptiness, but my words sounded hollow. He nodded once quietly, as if making a decision in his heart. Then he said, "I thought we were better than this." That was it. No fight, no storm, just silence, deeper and sharper than any scream could ever be. That night, he left. Took only what he needed, his laptop, keys, his peace. Since then, that silence has been louder than any argument we ever had. The first morning without him felt unreal. His side of the bed was cold, his imprint already fading from the sheets. The house felt too quiet, too clean, as if it had expelled the sound of us. I sat at the edge of the bed, staring at the dent where his pillow had been, and something inside me collapsed. I told myself he just needed time, that once the anger passed, he'd come home. We'd talk, he'd forgive me, and somehow we'd rebuild what I'd broken. But days turned into weeks, and he never returned. I sent messages at first, long apologies that tried to explain everything and nothing. It was a mistake. "I miss you. Please just talk to me." Nothing. His silence became a language of its own, cold, clear, final. Friends said he moved into a small apartment near his office, that he looked thinner, quieter, older. I wanted to see him, to fall at his feet, and beg him to hate me if he couldn't love me anymore. But he didn't give me that chance. Months later, I saw him at a downtown cafe, sitting by the window, coffee in hand, a book in front of him. His face was calm, almost free. He saw me before I could look away. Our eyes met for a second. In that second, I felt everything: the love that once held us, the betrayal that tore it apart, and the calm acceptance that replaced it. He wasn't angry, just done. I left before he could stand. I cried in the car, not because he ignored me, but because I realized how much peace he'd found without me. That's when it hit me. His silence wasn't punishment. It was healing. For him, at least. For me, it was a sentence. Every night, I replay that moment, his voice cracking as he said, "I thought we were better than this." The look in his eyes, holding love and loss in the same breath. I try to remember his laughter, but all I hear now is that silence, the one he left me with. People say time heals everything, but time has only sharpened his absence. I still find his notes in drawers, his handwriting on old grocery lists, milk, coffee, cinnamon, fragments of a life that used to be ours. I keep them as if they might spell out forgiveness. Sometimes I think about calling him once, to say I still love him, to finally admit I understand what I destroyed wasn't just a marriage. It was a man who loved me without conditions. But I don't call. I can't. He's moved on, and I don't deserve to interrupt his peace. I still work at the same office, still past the coffee shop where it all began. I've stopped talking to Matt. The affair ended the day Daniel walked out. No closure, no drama, just silence again. If I could go back, I'd choose loneliness over regret. I'd hold Daniel's hand as he fell asleep, instead of letting emptiness drive me elsewhere. Loneliness passes. Guilt doesn't. The house feels smaller now. Echoing what used to be, I whisper his name sometimes, just to hear it in the air. There's no answer, only that quiet, steady silence. The one that reminds me, every day, of what I lost. People ask if I've forgiven myself. I haven't. Maybe I never will. Maybe that's how it's meant to be. Some mistakes don't need punishment. They are the punishment. And mine lives in the space between his last words and his silence. That silence haunts me more than his anger ever could.